Hi everyone, so I thought I'd give you just a really quick overview of those 6 movement types that we talk about in this lesson. So first of all, we've got flexion. So flexion is a decrease in the angle at a joint. So for example, if I was to hold my arm out straight like this and I was to put a protractor here, that would measure round about 180 degrees. If I was to move my arm like that, so I've done some flexion at the elbow and hold the protractor here, it would now measure about 90 degrees. So I've gone from 180 to 90, it's a decrease in the angle of the joint. So from there to there is a movement or an example of flexion. Okay, for extension we've got the opposite of that. Okay, so it's an increase in angle at the joint. So if for example I take my sort of 90-degree angle and move it to 180, then that's extension. So sporting examples of flexion, or something from the world of fitness anyway, might be something like a bicep curl, and this is the upward phase of that. On the downward phase of that, that would be extension. Other examples of extension could be sort of throwing a punch in boxing, for example. An example of flexion could be when you're sort of recoiling your arm to take a basketball shot, but then the phase when you actually go and extend the arm is obviously extension. Okay, moving on to abduction and adduction. So these are movements either away from or towards the midline of the body. Now, if there's been an abduction, somebody has been taken away. So if we talk about the centre line of the body here, if I abduct my arm, like in the initial phase of a star jump for example, I've taken that arm away from the midline of the body, so that's abduction. Then if I want to add it back to the midline of the body, I'm bringing the arm back, like in the downward phase of the arm in a star jump, that would be adduction. Final two are rotation and circumduction. So for rotation, it's movement around the central axis. Okay, so let's imagine there's an axis through my body and I'm scanning to look for a pass in netball, so I'm moving my neck. That would be movement around that central axis, so that would be rotation. Circumduction you normally see at the hip or the shoulder, and basically what that is a movement in sort of a cone shape. So sort of an example would be something like that. If you think of a cricket bowler doing a ball, or bowling a cricket ball, that would be another example of circumduction. Hope that helps when you come to do the quiz at the bottom of this lesson. Thanks very much.